All right, guys, and we're back for another fun episode of A Shocking Good Time. Again, my name is Hector Pino, and this is my wife,
Be Pinot.
Boss B Pino. She's here. And so we're doing something a little bit different. I don't know that if B and I have particularly did a podcast together, but I think it's going to be fun. We're going to talk about work life and balance a little bit, just a little bit about us. We're going to talk a little bit about being married and also being business partners. And it is a challenge for sure. I mean, taking all the emotion out of it, man, it is sometimes a challenge. I have my own ideas. She has hers. And we have to figure out how to bring that together without killing each other, of course. And it hasn't been an easy road, man. This life that we live, it's rewarding. Don't get me wrong, it is, but it also has its challenges also. And so if you're aspiring to be a business owner or you're an entrepreneur and you're seeking to do this with a partner, your lifelong partner, make sure you pick the right partner and make sure that your partner
It's fully on board.
100%, man, is fully on board, man. I couldn't say that with enough like passion, man. Like it definitely has to be on board. You need to learn to compromise, obviously, and be able to, understand the differences that you have in comparison to your partner's differences, and be if you want to kind of kick it off a little bit and talk about, like, I know we've talked a little bit about like when we started, and the big idea, your big idea, let's do this. But we've talked about it before in our other episode, but go ahead and dive in and let's get this thing rolling.
Yeah, so I can say I don't know why I wanted to start a business. I'll never understand. I don't come from a family of entrepreneurs. I just saw an opportunity and thought, hey, it looks like a great opportunity. Uh, but at the time, it was like I had no business knowledge. I had no business knowing, wanting to be in business, but we learned as we grew and have fallen on our face so many times. And I can't, I mean, we've gone through starting our first, having our first grandbabies come, and at that time feeling like we had all the time in the world because I stayed at home. Our business wasn't quite where it is today, so I had more time to spend with our grandbabies. And then being right back into like full-time work and not having so much time for grandbabies. It's like you have like this life where you're trying to balance everything out, and you go home and you have still, your family, and how do you separate the two? And it's pretty tough sometimes. I can say there's been times where Hector and I go home and he wants to talk about work, and I'm like, I clocked out.
All right.
I'm done. And we used to have work out of our home, and it was like we never could shut it off because like our office was just right there. We'd walk into our office, then walk right back into our living room, and so that was difficult. And now we bought our office here, and we're able to come here and then leave, and that's been good.
And
But
try to shut it off, but they're still like the dinner table is still
yeah,
talking about, the next challenge or maybe the next great thing that had happened to us. But going back to when we were living and working out of the house, um, uh, it was we were really leaning into trying to survive, man. Like you said, we didn't really have like uh, a structure. We were just operating just to
right.
survive, man. And I can remember times, B and I had another business at one time. It was called Advanced Preservation Services, and we had guys that were going to work every day, doing these trash outs during the recession when everyone was losing their homes. And I remember a couple of times where we would work all day long in the office. You know, the guys would show up at 6 in the morning. We get everybody off and going, and then we're doing the day to day, making stuff happen from the office, giving direction, and then the guys show up back at the office at the end of the day, dropping off vehicles, and so we're inputting information, and then we're working, and then it gets dark, and we're still working, and then the guys show up again, and I remember a couple of times looking at being like, we did not go to sleep.
We didn't. We did not go to sleep. And then,
it was crazy,
yeah.
man.
And when you work like that, it does take a toll.
Oh man.
Over time. It's just been very, very hard. And like I said, I was talking about the grandbabies, and then now feeling like, do I even have energy anymore?
Right.
And so, but we've gone through so much. I mean, even with COVID happening, we were right back at the house again, working out of our home. So
Yeah.
So we still had our office, but we were working out of our home for a while.
Yeah.
And there's just been a lot of changes. But yeah, one of them for sure is the dinner table, for sure, is always, we have our kids over and we're all talking about work. And it's like,
I think it's a different conversation now. Like we definitely talk about the challenges, but it's easier for us to talk about where we're going, because we have a greater understanding of the systems and processes and how to position our business to reach the next level of success. Right. Like we have so much mentorship now, and we have a clearer vision of where the heck we're going, man. And that's the exciting piece, man. Like our business is scalable, and our business is able to, like, we see how to plug the holes. We see how to incorporate certain things so that the company can continue to grow. And I think smart business people from the outside looking in see what we're doing and understand what we're doing.
right.
And if they didn't, I should say, I guess if they didn't, they wouldn't be calling us, right?
Yeah. I mean, within the last 10 years, we've had 5.
Yeah. We've been approached 5 different times for acquisition, and probably 4 times in the last 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's always scary, just to think that, there is an end game, to think about in the future. But I was in a class one day, and the instructor, he was saying, from the moment you start a business, your mind should be on like selling the business. And that was a crazy thought. Like for me,
Right.
I was like,
And I think,
man,
with that being said, I think that it's more to the place to where you build your business to sell it, even if you're not going to.
right,
Right? Because
right.
you always want to be in position. Being in position is probably the most effective way to position yourself within your business, because, like you said, you never know what's going to happen. We may get sick, or we may, some unfortunate thing may happen to us as leaders. We need to be able to take this business and hand it off to the next person that's in position to continue running the business, right?
Right.
Whether it be family members, or we'll talk about family members later, but whether it be the next person that's in leadership, to lead what we've created, right?
Yeah, because when I said scary, for me, it's because when we started out doing this, like Hector always says, this was your idea. And there's been moments where I'm like, man, I've totally failed, because we've gone through some really tough times, and I've been like thinking, man, what was I thinking? But at the same time too, like looking at it now and thinking about like one day there being an end game, it's for me a little scary, because I always thought it would just continue on, generation after generation. But I now know that that's not how things happen. Everybody I think should still be with me today are not. I look around and I'm like, wow, I thought that person would be with us till the end. and they're not here. And so
And
it's
it's for obvious reasons, though, man. I
right,
mean,
right.
like that's a whole nother topic, and I'm good with that. We operate a certain way. We look at the way we know what it takes to get to where we're going, and some people just don't have that same vision.
Right.
And so we're we're gonna take whoever wants to go with us.
Yeah, I mean, there was a time where I made so much, like, just I'd bend the rules a lot just because I think, okay, let's let it be okay this way, let's make it work. And after a while, it's like, you know what? If somebody doesn't want to be with you, they just don't want to be here.
And then people, you know, tend to think that it's okay to step on you and then continue to step on you and then take your kindness for weakness. And you got to draw the line somewhere, right? And so you got to have people that are on your team that are willing to pay the price with you,
Right.
and not just take from you,
Right.
and we've put sacrificed and we've put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into getting to where we're at today. And I know who stands in my corner.
Exactly. Exactly. And I don't feel that anymore. Like, honestly, like, if somebody comes and says, "Hey, I don't like it here," or I don't like how you run your, business, or well, then you don't have to be here.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you for what you've contributed, and I wish you the best.
yeah, it's gotten easier over the years, and but I really feel like our team that we have, you know, they're pretty awesome. So I'm pretty grateful for what we have going on right
We do
now.
have an amazing team. I mean, hands down, where we're at today is, I feel, God's divine plan, man.
For
Like
sure.
like the people that are on board right now, the people behind the cameras, the people that are on the other side of this wall, that are in the office, like, hands down, I couldn't ask for a better team. Like
Yeah.
I feel like we are doing big things, maybe in short strides right now, but the strides are gonna get bigger.
Yeah, for sure. Like, we really want to take care of our team always. That's like our priority. But now we're looking at some things and we're like, we got to take care of ourselves too.
Yeah. We've gone without for so long. It's been crazy. Like, I remember just the sacrifice, man. Even when we had, a team of idiots that worked for us for a little bit, um,
Need to be divorced.
I say that with, with full, like, because it feels good to say that. But
I feel different. I think I'm a little more forgiving.
Yeah. But what I was saying is, like, dude, we've given a lot, we've given a lot. We've sold, property. I've sold, my motorcycle, and, all these other things that I had just to try to, keep the business going, invested a lot of our own personal stuff. And I guess that's where a little bit of my heartburn comes from, man, because we've given and given and given and given, and been taken advantage of for a long time. And I hate to harp on that, but it stings a little bit. And
I
and but now it's time for us
I know, but
to earn
we
a little
always
bit.
talk about, I just said it earlier, nothing happens to
It
us.
happens for us, of
Yeah.
course.
So
And they're
it's
learning moments, right?
right, the school of hard knocks.
Yeah.
I went to that school
Too many
yeah,
years.
too many.
Yeah, you've gotten your master's there.
I
And
know, I
you're a
know.
doctor in
I
that.
know. I know
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah. But
But
any
yeah, but some good things that, we want for our future. Obviously, Hector's always talking about a house in the coast.
I have
And
it picked out. I just got to go get it.
yeah,
Yeah.
we have some friends that we talk about buckets. We got to fill up more
Yeah.
buckets.
And they're not too hard to fill.
Yeah.
And I think the process of that is just putting all the right people in place, man. Like, and these things that we desire, it's not just we're gonna hoard those things, man. We want to take our people with us, man.
Oh,
Because we can't get there by
absolutely.
ourselves, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, like, I don't know how many times I've said it, we have people over in the summer, come swim with us. We're always like, this was given to us. I mean, we work for it, but God gave it to us.
Of
Let's
course.
share it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so we really want to be a blessing to people for sure.
100%, man.
Yeah.
The journey is definitely a story to be told. what we've gone through, I think that you couldn't have said it any better, and we talk about it all the time. Things don't happen, to us, to happen for us, and I'm a believer in that 100%. We've gone through our trying times, but you know what? I'm grateful for them,
Yeah.
and all the bad things that's ever went down to us, that and where we're at today, it's helped develop us.
Right. And I've asked questions to myself, like, how could I better myself through all that? Obviously somebody doesn't like me enough to do some bad things to me, so it makes me feel like, okay, where did I go wrong? What could I have done better?
Right.
So it definitely builds character for sure.
And even in those struggling times, it's not just because it happens. This is the part where your marriage is on the line too, because there's financial struggles, there's personal struggles, and then and then dealing with all that stuff in your mind, and then you go home, and then we start to fight,
Oh yeah, we
and
we have our share of. I mean, we've had arguments at the office. It's just
yeah.
we try not to. We never nobody ever sees it, of course, but kind of
Well,
pitch.
maybe,
I'm like walk by and be
yeah.
like, I see you. Don't even talk to me.
I hate those feelings, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've had to walk to the bathroom a couple of times and go and cry it out, and then come back and I'm like, I'm good. I'm
Yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah. But
But
that's part of the journey, though,
it
man.
is. It
And
is.
I think one thing that I've told you, and I'll tell it to everybody, man, is that in everything that we've gone through, the struggles, the pains, the aches, our personal struggles and fights and things like that, man. I would not want to do life and do this over again with anybody else.
Well, we have a rule not to say the
The D
the
word.
D word.
She says it though.
I have said it. I don't know what happened. It just went out the window one day. I was like, okay, I said it. I've let it in. But honestly, in all reality, I always tell him, like, even if that were to happen, you'd still be my business partner
Yeah.
because, we just do good together.
That we
Yeah.
do. 100%, man. I mean, we
But
say
it's
that.
not going to happen.
Yeah. That's just how we feel about each other, man. I mean, life is real, and I'm not trying to sugarcoat nothing, man. Everyone has issues and problems, and that's just the reality of life.
I know Elijah said it right one day. He was talking about social media being fake. It's like
Yeah.
we just post what we want everybody to see. And obviously, I'm not a person to be on there and be putting, a bunch of bad stuff. So, yeah, happy times.
Happy times. But it's the realness of life, man, and it's just what it is. And so so we're in April. This weekend's Easter,
Hmm.
and it's a happy time for us, and I'm excited about church. I'm excited about tomorrow's service. I'm excited about Sunday's service, but I'm also excited about being able to have a little bit more time, you and I together, and hopefully be able to accomplish some of these vacations that we were talking about.
Yeah.
You get to go to New York next week, which should be eventful for you. I know you're going to be there on business, but make the best of it, man. Like, go see the stuff that you need to go see, and enjoy yourself, man. After that, um, definitely want to do the coast, of course, for my birthday,
Hmm.
which is in May, and then I would definitely want to try and book up uh, a trip to Rome. So I think that would be fun for us to
It
go to
would.
Rome,
It would be fun. Those are some of our thoughts and what we want to do.
and we have to try to also, in the midst of all the chaos, um, we need to try to buy Stefan his airplane.
Oh, okay.
Not asking for too much, but yeah, he was like, "Dad, what do you think?" And I'm like, "Son, we figured all the other stuff out, up to this point. I'm sure we can fit in an airplane somewhere."
Yeah, we're still trying to. Well, we have a lot of stuff going on. I don't think it'll ever. it's a little crazy here sometimes. I mean, we're still trying to finish remodeling that one office on the end
Yeah.
and get it rented. And so, if anybody knows anybody who wants to rent an office,
We have 2 coming up. One will
yeah,
be ready before the other, but yeah,
yeah. So, yeah, uh, Jimena's going to be working on another farmer's market for May.
good,
Mm-hmm.
good. That'll be fun.
Yeah, so always something exciting going on. My sister asked me one day, "Do you sleep?" I'm like, "Yes, yes, I do. I need sleep." And I tell Hector on the weekend, "Don't wake me up, please."
Yeah, no doubt. Any exciting stuff that you can think of that you got coming up?
Oh, nothing really exciting. I do want to talk about a little bit about our remodeling. We have one of the guys moved over and is helping us estimate and being our sales guy now, our comfort advisor.
Yeah.
And so, anyways, that's been really good. Andres from the electrical project side, we found out knows how to do SketchUp. We had been talking about this program for like 2 weeks. And Jimena and I were like racking our brains, like, oh my gosh, how do we do this?
Yeah.
And we were talking about it, and he heard, and he says, he asked Hector, he's like, I know how to do that. I was like, oh my gosh, all those 2 weeks trying to figure it out. And he just walked in, yeah, I can do that.
He's almost done with it.
Yeah.
He's almost
Gave
done.
us a plan this morning, the design for a bathroom. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But it's so crazy sometimes realizing you have
The
a lot of talent.
Yeah.
And we don't even know it
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah. The hidden talent that's there.
Yeah.
I'm
So I'm
grateful.
excited
Yeah.
about that for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
I'm grateful for our team, man. I tell you what, we have a handful of monsters that work for us, man.
Our marketing team.
Marketing team is amazing. Tommy and Joey, man, they're next level, man. All I hear is good things about everything that's being posted and created, and the content, and man, it's great.
Yeah, we have a podcast service now.
Yeah, that we do, and we're offering it more. So if you guys are interested in creating a podcast to help your platform create some content, get with Tommy and Joey at Power Media. That is our marketing division, and they'll set up a podcast for you guys. They have a price matrix and what it all costs, and your time frames, your appointments. Like, call and reach out to Tommy or Joey with Power Media. They'll take care of you for sure.
Inquiring minds want to know.
So,
Why is Hector so skinny?
well, okay. So my journey has been since 23. Was it 23?
I think you started at the
December.
end of 23.
Yeah,
Yes.
so it was like November or December of 23. And I've lost 100 pounds. And I feel amazing. I do have some medical issues as far as my back and my pelvis, and I was seeing my doctor, and his concern was starting to be borderline diabetic and things like that. I was just entirely too heavy, and as going through life, seeing the grandkids come, the kids get older, me and B get older. I just purpose in my heart, like, man, I want to live a long life, man. I want to be healthy. I want to I want to grow old with my wife. I want to see my grandkids, finish college and be successful. And I want to be a part of the process also, man. And so with being borderline diabetic and things, I started talking to my doctor about, what are other solutions in my weight loss, because it's very hard for me to just not have the hunger, not pains, but just like the
urge.
Hunger urges, and like it was bad for me. Like I would get up in the middle of the night and like be in the cupboards. I'd be one of those commercials or memes or whatever with the person opening up the refrigerator and just being that guy, just in there searching for sweets or whatever, man. And I'd It was bad. And so I'd come back to bed sometimes and be like, "Were you in the cabinets or in the refrigerator?" You
I'm a
know.
light sleeper. Sometimes he'd be eating in bed, and I'm like, "What are you doing? It's 2 o'clock."
Yeah. So it was horrible. But anyhow, Dr. Golden, um, he set me up with some pre-diabetic medication and stuff. It definitely did curb the appetite. I don't get up in the middle of the night eating no more. I don't drink sodas. I've really slowed down in drinking beer. I love beer, and I will drink beer, but I don't do it as much. And so I do have a smaller appetite. B and I, when we go to restaurants, it's actually helped us a lot too because we share a
Saves
plate.
money.
Yeah, we share a plate, man, and we still take home leftovers. And so it's just been good, man. Definitely taking care of myself a lot more, watching what I'm eating, not indulging, and so yeah, it's been good. I feel good, and yeah, that's what it is. So anyhow, enough said. Appreciate you guys. That's our story. Talked a little bit about work life and balance, man. So until next time, love and appreciate every one of you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.